All praises, all praises. Glad to be here before you. Once again, ecstatic as always to be before you on the great Sabbath, right? On the great Sabbath. Sorry, I'm looking down for a moment. I'm just tagging other pages. I will not be playing songs on this evening due to my page, getting flagged and whatnot. Um, will not be playing songs on this evening, although I always do it. And um, that's never happened. But for some reason, when you want to start talking truth against them, um, it becomes a problem, right? So I'm sorry, I'm just tagging other pages just real quick, real quick. I want to say shalom to all. Shalom to all on this great evening. Shalom to all on this great evening. Beautiful day, beautiful time in which we are living. We're here to get some understanding. So shalom, I'm here. Shalom. Again, I will not be playing any songs on this evening due to my page being flagged for being flagged. Um, you know, videos taken off for not conforming to their ways. you know, um, so I just wanted to just say shalom. Today, this evening, we will be diving into Matthew. I'm sorry, so much thoughts in my mind. We will be diving into Genesis chapter 1 on this evening. We'll be diving into Genesis chapter 1. We will be kind of going and expounding on that this evening, trying to get a deeper understanding uh, on Genesis. We're gonna see uh, gonna kind of dive into the Sabbath a bit too. Although that's not my lesson, but going into Genesis, we have to kind of expose that, right? Uh, it's going to kind of be in the subject somewhat. So we're just going to dive into Genesis chapter 1 a little bit more, the creation of things, right? See, that is very important. All too often, we may read Genesis and kind of glance by things and not really take a second or third look at it, right? Uh, we might not take a second or third look at what is really saying and what is really talking about. So if we was to dive into it and get a full understanding, we will see what the Most High, what He instructs of us. See, there's a lot of laws and statutes, right, that we may just glance by and not really take a second or third look upon it, right? So we're gonna kind of dive into Genesis chapter 1, just only Genesis chapter 1 this evening. I might not even read the whole chapter. I may though. I may. I may. But we're gonna just kind of dive into it. We're gonna use a couple of we gonna dive into the KJV, but we're gonna also dive into the more complete into the more complete book of Genesis. All right. There's other complete books in Genesis. All right. Uh, the KJV was kind of there's definitely truths in it, but there's more complete versions. I'm not talking about the store-bought versions. I'm talking about hidden books that were sealed, in which the writers took from those portions and created the KJV. All right. So, uh, uh some of you who are new to my channel are new to my YouTube channel, uh, or have been on my Facebook, but maybe just watching. maybe just watching, right? We're going to expound on that. This is the book. This is the first book of Moses. All right, this is the first book that Moses himself wrote. See, this was sealed. This is the vision of Moses, right? In which Moses was given a vision and told to seal his vision. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and dive into the KJV. We're gonna go to Genesis chapter 1. All right, we're gonna go ahead and screen share it, okay? All right, so we got the first book here, which is Genesis. All right, this is the first book of Moses. All right, the first book of Moses, that is. All right, to the ones that's just coming on, shalom, shalom to you. Okay, peace and blessings upon the whole house of Israel, as a whole, the whole house of Israel, in the whole house of Jacob, aka Judah. All right, all praises. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and dive into this. Genesis 1. It says, in the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth. And the earth was without form and void, and darkness was upon the face of the deep. All right. And the Spirit of God moved upon the face of the waters. Right. So we're gonna go back to verse. We're gonna just start back in verse 1. It said, in the beginning, God created the heaven and the earth. And the earth was without form. Okay, so what you mean the earth was without form? All right, there was no dry land there. It was just void of anything. It was filled with what? And the darkness was upon the face of the deep. Right, the darkness was upon the face of the deep. All right, darkness was upon the face of the deep, and the Spirit of God moved upon the face of the waters. All right, so what do we think went on here? Let's continue so that we can expound more though. And it's verse 3 says, and God said, let there be light, and there was light. Okay, many may think right then and there that the light was talking about the sun and the moon. In fact, it was not talking about the sun and the moon. Okay, that was not the light that was first formed there. Okay, the sun and the moon didn't come until about the third day. All right, so that was not the sun and the moon, that was the light. What happens when you wake up at 4 in the morning before 5 o'clock? Wake up around 4:40 something. Maybe even 5. You have a little light, right? That's called dawn or dusk, right? That's really called dawn, right? There's light there, right? It's not the light of the sun, but it's light though before the sun comes up. Well, when do the sun come up? Around 6, right? When the roosters they crow, right? Right? All right. So before the sun arises, there's a dawn, there's a light. All right. So that's the light in which he was talking about, not the light from the sun or the moon yet. That's not even created yet. All right. When my verse 3, and God said, let there be light, and there was light. And God saw the light that it was good. And God divided the light from the darkness. From what darkness? From the dusk. Okay. So before the moon comes out, what happens? There's a beginning of what? Darkness taking place upon the earth, right? Before the moon fully comes out and set in the firmament, right? That's called dusk. Okay, so that's another form of light right there, right? All right, let's continue though. All right, it said 5 says, and God called the light day, and the darkness he called night. In the evening, in the morning were the first day. All right, mind you, we still on the first. This is the first day of creation, right? The first day of creation. God said, verse 6 says, and God said, let there be a firmament in the midst of the waters. All right, so let there be a firmament. Now we get into the firmament stage. So when the earth was void, where was the how was the earth formed if there was no land, right? So now here comes a firmament. God said, let there be a firmament in the midst of the waters. That's something that divides, right? The firmament is in the what? Sky, correct? In the midst of the what? Waters. So for my flat earthers out here, yes, I'm on the side of flat earth. Indeed. This is definitely a flat earth. We are not on a globe that spins at 1 trillion miles an hour. False news. And if you think that that they went to the moon, that they went out of space, that's called CGI, because that's false too. Because how can you break through the firmament to even? How can you break through the waters? You can't. No possible way, right? So he said, verse 6 says, and God said, let there be a firmament in the midst of the what? Waters. In the midst. So the water was what? High and low. Huh? So he had to divide the waters. But we're gonna get a deeper explanation on this in just a moment, though. Just bear with me. I'm just reading the first KJV. We're gonna get into deeper forms though in just a moment. So just bear with me. 6 again from the top said, and God said, let there be a firmament in the midst of the waters, and let it divide the waters from the waters. All right, so he had to divide the waters from the waters. Waters up top and what? Waters in the earth, but beneath, right? Right? All right, 7 says, and God made the firmament and divided the waters which were under the firmament from the waters which were above the firmament. And it was so. And God called the firmament heaven. Now, I want to stop there because, see, that is heaven. Okay? There's different levels of heaven, though, right? Remember, when Satan was cast down, he wasn't cast down to the whole earth. He was still walking the circuit of heaven. Huh? He was on the lower heaven. No, that's another video, though. I have to dive into that. There's many scriptures in the Bible explaining this. See, that's why he said, I will build my what? My nest, what? Above the what? Stars, right? That's a heaven, right? In the midst, see? Another subject, though. All right. Didn't he say I would be like the Most High? Anyway, let me continue. Verse 8 says, and God called the firmament heaven. In the evening, in the morning were the what? Second day. All right. In the morning were the second day. And it said, and God said, let the waters under the heaven be gathered together unto one place, and let the dry land appear. And it was so. And God called the dry land, what did he call it? Earth. So before the dry land was even created, don't it seem like we was in the midst of water? Huh? If he had to divide the water from the firmament and then down low. So what earth was it was void. It was full of the earth was void when it was made, right? There was nothing in it, right? Why you think we are called mammals? Just like a whale in them, huh? In a dolphin, correct? They're mammals. So are so-called human, right? Mammals, right? Can we say that we are in the midst of water? Huh? Where you think air comes from? Let me not get too far. Let me continue this though. And God said, let the waters under the heaven be gathered together unto one place, and let the dry land appear. And it was so. And God called the dry land earth, and the gathering together of the waters called he seas. And God saw that it was good. You know what? Let's continue to verse 11. God said, let the earth bring forth grass, the herb yielding seed. What is grass, herb yielding seed? What is grass, herb yielding seed? That show plants like sage, cilantro. See, it grows into into green things from a what? From a seed, right? So these are things that are created upon the earth. This is why you have greenery today. But guess what? But the oppressor is killing every green thing that was made from the what? Creator. See? That's why we got to take it back. This world was made for who? For Israel. You could read that in the book of Enoch. Huh? This world was made for us. Huh? Let me continue though. And gather he called seeds, and God saw that it was good. God said, let the earth bring forth grass, the earth yielding seed, and the fruit tree yielding fruit after his kind, whose seed is in itself. What you mean? What does this mean by whose seed is in itself? That plainly means that is fruit that has seeds in it. That's like watermelon. I won't go to a store and buy a seedless watermelon. Why? It's not from the creator. See? These are people playing God that's creating fruit seedless. It's not real fruit. See? It's not real fruit. See? Right? So everything that comes from creation, this is which we are to take forth in our vessels. See? So it says, whose seed is in itself upon the earth. And it was so. And the earth brought forth grass, and herb yielding seed after his kind. And the tree yielding fruit, whose seed was in itself after his kind. And God saw that it was good. And the evening and the morning were the third day. Okay. 14 says, and God said, let there be lights in the firmament of the heaven. All right, now, here come your sun and your moon, right? It said, and God said, let there be lights in the firmament of the heaven to divide the day from the night, and let them be for signs and for seasons, and for days and years. We gonna tackle this right here. Verse 14. We gonna tackle this. We gonna get an understanding on this evening of what he meant by this right here. Okay, we're gonna get an understanding on this evening of what he meant right here. Because see, there's doctrines going around that Sabbaths we count Sabbaths by the moon, right? We count Sabbaths by the moon. That's a doctrine that's been going around, right? You tell days by the moon. Well, we're going to see what thus saith the scriptures, though, okay? Let me just read verse 15, then we're going to start going into the other books. And let them be for lights in the firmament of the heaven to give light upon the earth. And it was so. But we're going to dive into what do you mean light in the firmament of heaven? See? We're gonna get an understanding on this evening of what that meant. Okay, we're gonna get an understanding on this evening of what that meant for the sun and the moon to give light, okay, upon the earth. What was it used for? See, what is the purpose of the sun and the moon? Huh? What's the purpose of the trees and the grass and what was that darkness? Was the light, was that sun and moon, was it really made up top and it was just an error? We're going to find out. All right. First, let's go ahead and dive into I'm gonna dive into it right here. So let me see. Let me come back and screen share. Go ahead and dive into this, man. We're gonna screen share. All right. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna get a little bit more. We're gonna expound a little bit more on Genesis chapter 1. All right. We're gonna expound a little bit more on Genesis chapter 1. And we're gonna go ahead and read the whole chapter on this one. All right. With this, we gonna read it with this book right here. All right. This is the one of the more complete versions of Genesis. All right. So we just read the KJV. Now we're about to read this, and then we're gonna read the book of Jubilees after this to get an even more explanation of, and we're gonna put this together. See, we're gonna make sense of the Holy Scriptures on this evening. See, that's what we're gonna do. So let's go ahead and dive into this. All right. All right, and it says the history of creation. This is Genesis chapter 1. And it said, and it came to pass that the Lord spake unto Moses, saying, behold, I reveal unto you concerning this heaven and this earth. Write the words which I speak. All right. Write the words which I speak. So Moses was instructed to write these words on this evening in which was spoken unto him. Okay. About the creation of the whole world. Okay. And it says, verse 2 says, I am the beginning and the end, the Almighty God. By mine only begotten, I created these things. Wait. Said by my only begotten. Who is that? That's the Messiah, man. That's his only begotten son there. Those are for all the OT that don't want to believe in him, man. He's been here all along. I'm going to do another video about the Son of Man, explaining who that is all throughout the Old Testament. Huh? There's nowhere to hide from this truth, man. Let's continue. Said, I am the beginning and the end, the Almighty God. By mine only begotten, I created these things. Yeah. In the beginning, I created the heaven, and the earth was upon which thou standest. And the earth was without form and void. And I caused darkness to come upon up upon the face of the deep. What is the deep? The deep is the water. Huh? Hold on, let me see if I could get a preset to that real quick. Let me see, because I think I saved it in my notes. Thought I did. Let's just go to real quick. Let's go to Proverbs real quick. Let's go there. Proverbs 20. I don't think this is the scripture, but this is one of them though. Proverbs 20. We're gonna go. Proverbs 20, verse 5. He said, counsel in the heart of a man is like deep water, right? Deep water, but a man of understanding will draw it out. All right, deep water. Okay, that's one precept. That ain't the precept I was looking for, but that's one of them. No, the deep is water. Okay. Let's go back. All right, said verse 4 from the top says, and the earth was without form. The earth was without form and void, and I caused darkness to come upon the face of the deep. Right? And my spirit moved upon the face of the waters. For I am God. Right? And I, God, said, let there be light. And there was light. What is that light again? It's dawn and dusk. It wasn't the sun and the moon yet. 7. And I, God, saw the light. And the light was good. And I, God, divided the light from the darkness. And I, God, called the light day. And the darkness I called night. And this I did by the word of my power. And it was done as I spake. In the evening in the morning was the first day. And again, I, God, said, let there be a firmament in the midst of the waters. What was that firmament? To divide again, right? So that there's a space between water to water, correct? Okay, well, let's get it from the scriptures. And again, I, God, said, let there be a firmament in the midst of the waters. And it was so, even as I spake. And I said, let it divide the waters from the waters. And it was done. And I, God, made the firmament and divided, hold on, let me go back down. And divided the waters. Yeah, the great waters under the firmament. From the waters which were above the firmament. And it was so, even as I spake. And I, God, called the firmament heaven. And the evening and the morning were the second day. And I, God, said, let the waters under the heaven be gathered together unto one place. And it was so. And I, God, said, let there be dry land. And it was so. And I, God, called the dry land earth. And the gathering together of the waters called I the sea. All right. And I, God, saw all things which I had made were good. And I, God, said, let the earth bring forth grass, the herb yielding seed, the fruit tree yielding fruit after his kind, and the tree yielding fruit whose seed should be in itself. Again, that's those fruit with that's those seeded fruits. Okay, that's those seeded fruits. And your yielding and your herb yielding seed is your vegetables that come from seeds. Okay, that grow in the earth. Okay, upon the earth, and it was so, even as I spake. 16. And the earth brought forth grass, every herb yielding seed after his kind, and the tree yielding fruit, whose seed should be in itself after his kind. But I mean, don't be going in these labs mixing fruits, and y'all coming up with all type of different names for these fruits as it's being done today. See, they mixing fruits and making it a hybrid. The Most High didn't cause that. That's why he said every fruit after his kind. I'm not gonna go to the store and go buy a mixed fruit that's supposed, just like the other day. Me and my wife saw something, some lemon, babe, what was that called? Lemon, some type of lemon drop cantaloupe, right? Mixing things, man. The Most High don't dwell in that. The Most High God, the Father, the Elohim, does not dwell in that, man. Fruit after his kind, an herb after its kind. (17) Again, and I, God, saw that all things which I had made were good. In the evening and the morning were the third day. And I, God, said, let there be light. Okay, here come the sun and the moon there. And I, God, said, let there be lights in the firmament of the heaven to divide the day from the night. Okay, what was the day from the night for? What was the sun for? It's to give more light upon the earth. But what else is it really for, though? The sun is for your Sabbaths. Not only just the Sabbaths, but the sun is for your fruit. It works everything on the earth. It gives its light to the things of the earth. That's what it's for. Huh? The moon is your drying off. It's the light for the darkness. Huh? But your sun works during the day. Huh? It's to grow your produce. But don't let me tell you. Let's finish this, and then we're gonna go into the next book, which is gonna be the precept. Okay. 18 again says, and I, God, said, let there be lights in the firmament of the heaven to divide the day from the night, and let them be for signs and for seasons and for days and for years. See, people will read this right here and think, oh, we're supposed to go to the moon for signs and for seasons and everything. We're supposed to do this for Sabbaths. Nah, buddy. Days and for years. And let them be for lights in the firmament of the heaven to give light upon the earth. And it was so. Okay. All right, we're going to go ahead and stop right here on this one. And I'm going to pick it. And I'm going to pick the. I'm going to pick it back up in just a moment. But let's go to the. Let's go to the book of Jubilees. See? Let's go to the book of Jubilees real quick. And let's get some answers there, man. Let's go to the book of Jubilees and get some answers there. All right. Stop screen sharing this. All right. All praise to the Most High, Yahweh Bashem. Well, you know what? I can't even call them those names because I can't even. I can't say that those the real names. See. I gotta call him the Father. I have to call him the God of the spirits. I have to call the Messiah the Most High. I have to call him the Messiah. I have to call him the King of Kings. I have to call him the Son of Man. I have to call him the Chosen One. See? Because who really knows the name? Really? Right? Even our fathers had to call him certain things because they didn't even know his name. Huh? They didn't even know his name. All right, so I don't know if y'all can see this. Oh, hold on. I don't know if y'all can see this, but I'm about to. Hopefully y'all can see this, man. It's kind of small. I don't know how to make this bigger, so forgive me, but just bear with me and just listen for a moment. Just bear with me and just listen for a moment, because that's all it's going to take, okay? That's all it's going to take is a moment. It's going to take a moment. All right, we started off in chapter 2. All right, we starting off in chapter 2. Now, watch this. Okay, now let's get the full answer. All right, in Jubilees, it says description of 6 days of creation. Okay, let's pay attention. It says, and the angel of the presence spoke to Moses by the word of the Lord, saying, write the whole account of creation, that in 6 days the Lord God completed all his work and all that he created. And he observed a Sabbath the seventh day. And he sanctified it for all ages. All right, for all ages. So that means throughout all our time here on this God-given earth. Okay. And he set it as a sign for all his works. Verse 2 reads, for on the day he created the heavens which are above and the earth and the waters and all the spirits which minister before him. Okay. And the angels of the the angels of the presence, the angels of sanctification, and the angels of the spirit of fire, the angels of the spirit of the winds, and the angels of the spirit of the clouds and darkness and snow and hail and frost, and the angels of resounding and thunder and lightning, and the angels of the spirits of cold and heat and winter and springtime and harvest and summer, and all the spirits of his creatures which are in heaven and on earth. And he created the abyss and darkness, both evening and night, and light, both dawn and daylight. Okay? Both dawn and daylight, which he prepared in the knowledge of his heart. Then we saw his works, and we blessed him and offered praise before him on account of all his works, because he made 7 great works on the first day. Do y'all see? Do y'all see what he created? See, on the first day, things were made in the heavens. Okay, follow me. And on earth, they were made in the heaven first before they was made on earth, right? So in the first day of creation was all the angels of all these spirits that we just read: the wind, the fire, clouds, darkness, hail, storms, certain seasons, springtime, winters, and heats, and all of that, right? All these spirits were created on the first day of creation, right? Let's continue. Okay, darkness was made, right? But what did he say? Daylight and what? Dawn. That's why when you go back to Genesis 1, and he said, let there be light, that was your daylight, and your dawn. Okay, that was before the sun. Okay, just try it. Wake up heck early, right? Wake up around 4, even 5, before the sun gets up, and you're going to see light. You're going to see daylight. You're not going to see the sun, no. You're going to see daylight. Okay, and right before 8 o'clock, you're going to see what? Dawn. Okay, let's continue. Verse 4. And on the second day, he made the firmament in the midst of the water, And the waters were divided on that day. One half of them went up above, and the other of them went down beneath the firmament, which is in the middle over the surface of all the earth. And he made only this one work on the second day. Okay. On the third day, he did as he said to the waters, let them pass from the surface of the whole earth into one place, and let the dry land appear. All right, so this is when the dry land appeared, things that we could walk on, right? This is when it appeared. On the third day, that is, right? And the waters did as he said, and they turned aside from upon the surface of the earth into one place, aside of this firmament, and dry land appeared. And on that day he created for it all the seas and each of their gathering places. All right, so this is when he took all waters and put it into its proper places, your oceans, your seas, your ponds, and everything, right? But don't hear from me. Let's get the scriptures again. Let's continue. In all of the rivers, in the gathering places of the waters on the mountains, and in all the earth, in all the ponds, in all the dew of the earth, in the sea which is sown, in everything which is eaten. All right, this is your trees and your fruits now coming to pass. In trees which bear fruit, in other trees, in the garden of Eden, in the place of luxury, in everything, those four great species of the Lord made on the third day. All right. Verse 8 says, and on the fourth day, he made the sun. Okay, hold on. Now we get into the sun and the moon and the stars. And he set them in the firmament of heaven, so that they might give light upon the whole earth, and rule over the day and the night, and separate light and darkness. Right? And the Lord set the sun. Watch this. Pay attention. And the Lord set the sun as a great sign upon the earth for days, Sabbaths, months, feast days, years, Sabbaths of years. What are Sabbaths of years? Jubilees, and for all the appointed times of the years. And it separates the light from the darkness. Hold on. So that doctrine about the moon being for Sabbaths is out of there. The Sabbath is for the days, for the sun. You tell it by the sun. How? Because what do it do? What was the creation? First of all, the creation is what? Herbs and its fruit yielding seed, right? The light was to grow them yielding seeds and fruits. Huh? That's how you tell your seasons. Do strawberries grow all year round, or do it have its season? Do watermelon grow all year round, or do it have its seasons? Can certain plants be done in certain seasons? No. The sun might be too hot at a season, right? So the sun is for seasons for certain food. Huh? Let's continue that though. I'm gonna start back at 9. Earth and rule the day and the night, and separate light and darkness. And the Lord set the sun as a great sign upon the earth for days, Sabbaths, months, feast days, years, Sabbaths of years, jubilees, and for all the appointed times of the years. And it separates the light from the darkness. And so that everything which sprouts, everything which sprouts and grows upon the earth might surely prosper. This is for your things to prosper. This is for your fruits and your vegetables and everything to prosper. The sun gives life to those fruits and vegetables. That's why it's for your Sabbaths. That's why it's for your appointed jubilees, aka feasts and festivals. The moon don't have nothing grow. That's why it's not for the Sabbaths. The moon is just for to separate, to give a greater light in the midst of darkness. And the new moon, which is a full moon, is when all praise in heaven. You're supposed to bring those newly baptized to that festival, to bring him and prepare him for who? The Most High God. That's what your new moon is for. It said, and so that everything which sprouts and grows upon the earth might surely prosper. These three kinds he made on the fourth day. Verse 11. And on the fifth day he created the great sea monsters in the midst of the deep. Hold on real quick, because I just saw something else. Hold on. Let me see something. Maybe I want this, maybe I don't. Let's see. Yeah, you know what? Oh, this is a good one. Let's hold this right here before I come back to it. Let's I didn't even think about this scripture. Let's stop here and let's prove one more thing. Let's prove one more thing. The proof is in its pudding right here. This video is it, and it's gonna it's gonna prove all things. Hold on, let me bring this up real quick. Enoch 30. Enoch chapter 30. Hold on, I'm trying to bring it up. Let me make sure I'm on the right before. Let me make sure. Yep, this is it. This is it. All right, let's go over real quick here. This is gonna really prove right here. It's gonna knock it out the park. So they say that we don't go by days, huh? This is why people say that the book of Enoch, they don't like, they don't like it. They don't like the book of Jubilees, and they don't like the book of Enoch, man. I see why. Because this right here is without a shadow of a doubt. You cannot tell us no more that it don't go by days. Let me tell you how. Let's read this. Chapter 30. It says Tuesday. I don't know if y'all can see that one, but y'all gonna see the next one. It said Tuesday. And on the third day, I commanded the earth to make trees grow, large and fruit bearing in the mountains, all kinds of sweet grass and all kinds of sown seed. And I laid out paradise as a garden, and I enclosed it, and I placed armed guards, angels aflame with fire. And thus I created the renewal of the earth. And then evening came, in the morning came the fourth day. Then it says Wednesday. Then it says Wednesday. I know you guys could see it. Let me bring it out. Hold on. Let me bring. You see this right here? Hold on. Hold on. It didn't. Right here. It says Wednesday. Huh? It says Wednesday. And on the fourth day I commanded, let there be great lamps on the heavenly circles. On the first, the highest circles, I placed the star Chronos. Now I'm gonna skip back down to 31. Well, you know what? No. And with the lowest stars, I beautified. You know what? Let's skip to 8. It says Thursday. Wait, let me make sure that this is on the same page. 8. Yep, 8. It says Thursday, right? And on the fifth day, I commanded the sea to endanger fishes and feathered birds. So y'all see this? Hold on. So if we going by the third day, what happened? The third day started when? Third day started Tuesday. Y'all see that? The third day started Tuesday, in which the what? The sun and the moon was created. Correct. And all the trees and everything, right? Huh? That's if we going by that, we could start in Genesis. It says on the third day the sun and the moon was created. That's fine. That count as Tuesday for you. See, that was the third day, correct? So it's a Thursday. On the fifth day, I commanded the sea to endanger fishes and feather birds of many different kinds, and of every reptile that creeps on the earth, and that walks on the earth of 4 legs, and that flies through the air, male, sex, and female, every kind of soul that breathes, and every of all living things. And evening came, in the morning were the 6th day. It said Friday. It says Friday. This is not my words. It's right here in the book. It says Friday. And on the 6th day, I commanded my wisdom to create man out of 7 components. Huh? The first, his flesh from earth. Second, his blood from dew and from the sun. That's why he's a melanated person, right? Third, his eyes from the bottomless sea. Fourth, Why do you think our eyes look a certain way? His bones from stone. Fifth, his reason from the mobility of angels and from clouds. Six, his veins and hair from grass of the earth. Seven, his spirit from my spirit and from wind. That's why he breathed into him the what? The breath of life. And I gave him 7 properties: hearing to the flesh, sight to the eye, smell to the spirit, touch to the veins, taste to the blood, to the bones, endurance, and to reason, sweetness. And behold, I have thought up an ingenious poem to recite. All right, but let's continue. Let's go to let's continue. Let's see. So we know what so we know what seventh is. What the seventh is, right? So we know what the seventh is, right? Huh? We know what the seventh is. The seventh day is Saturday. There you go, right there. It shows you the days. So that doctrine can be thrown away about we can't count days. It just gave you the days. Let's continue on with the book of Jubilees real quick. Then we're going to go ahead and close this out. All right, where was I at? I'm at 12. Their kind. And the sun arose above them to make them prosper and above everything which was on earth, everything which sprouts from the earth, and every tree which bears fruit, and all flesh. These 3 kinds he made on the 5th day. See, this is why the sun and the moon, this is why the sun was made, for everything that sprouts on the earth. That's why he tell you to gather in as much on the 6th day. What was they gathering? All the fruits and vegetables of the field, everything from their cattle as well. 13 says, and on the 6th day he made all beasts of the earth and all the cattle and everything which moves upon the earth. After all of this, he made man, male and female. He made them. He gave them his dominion over everything which was upon the earth, and which was in the seas, and over everything which flies, and over beasts and cattle and everything which moves upon the earth and upon the whole earth, and over all this he gave his dominion. In these 4 kinds he made on the 6th day. In a total was 20 and 2 kinds, and he completed all his work on the 6th day. Everything which is in the heavens, in the earth, in the seas, in the depths, and in the light, and in the darkness, and in every place. See? And in every place. Okay. And he gave us, all right, so this reads the significance of the Sabbath. And he gave us a great sign, the Sabbath day, so that we might work 6 days and observe a Sabbath from all work on the 7th day. And he taught us of all the angels and of the presence of all the angels of sanctification. Sanctification. These 2 great kinds,
that we might keep the Sabbath with him in heaven and on earth. And he said to us, hold on, let me move this down. And he said to us, behold, I shall separate for myself a people from among all the nations, and they will also keep the Sabbath. And I will sanctify them for myself, and I will bless them, just as I have sanctified and shall sanctify the Sabbath day for myself. Thus shall I bless them, and they will be my people, and I will be their God. And I have chosen the seed of Jacob from among all that I have seen, and I have recorded him as my firstborn son, and I have sanctified him for myself forever and ever. And I will make known to them the Sabbath day, so that they might observe therein a Sabbath from all work. And thus he created therein a sign by which they might keep the Sabbath with us on the seventh day. The sign was the what? The sun and the moon and all the crops. Huh? It was the sun. And it was the moon doing its work. And man doing his work to bring in the crops that the sun helped grow. All right, I'm at 20. Now we'll make known to them the Sabbath day, that they might observe therein a Sabbath from all work. All right, 21. And thus he created therein a sign by which they might keep the Sabbath with us on the seventh day, to eat and drink and bless the one who created all. See, he said, eat and drink and bless. How do you bless? Huh? With the fruit of your lips. You sing for praises to him on that day. You eat and drink. Bread and what? In grapes, whether it be wine or grape juice. All right, to eat and drink and bless the one who created all things, just as he blessed and sanctified for himself a people who appeared for all the nations, so that they might keep the Sabbath together with us. And he caused their desires to go up as pleasing fragrance, which is acceptable before him always. There were 22 chief men from Adam unto Jacob, and 22 kinds of works, which works were made before the seventh day. The former is blessed and sanctified, and the latter is also blessed and sanctified. One was like the other with respect to sanctification and blessing. And it was granted to the former that they should always be the blessed and sanctified ones of the testimony and first law, just as he has sanctified and blessed Sabbath day on the seventh day. See, this is why I say many don't know his true laws. See, because you got to go back to Adam, Abraham, and all of them in those days to know his true laws. See, Moses knew it. The people didn't want to hear it. That's why he went back up to the mount, and that other law was given for what? Transgressions. That's why it was given. That's not the law to follow. Huh? 25. The law for keeping the Sabbath. He created heaven and earth and everything which he created in 6 days. And the Lord made the seventh day holy for all his works. Therefore he commanded concerning it, let everyone who will do work therein die. And also whoever defiles it, let him surely die. And you command the children of Israel and let them guard this day, so that they might sanctify it and not do any work therein, and not defile it, because it is more holy than any day. And everyone who pollutes it, let him surely die. And anyone who will do any work therein, let him surely die forever. So that so that the children of Israel might guard this day throughout their generations and not be uprooted from the land, because it is a holy day and a blessed day. And every man who guards it keeps therein a Sabbath from all his work will be holy and blessed always like us. 29 says, we go on to 33, and that's it. 29 says, make known and recount to the children of Israel the judgment of the day, that they should keep the Sabbath thereon, and not forsake it in the error of their hearts, and make known that it is not permitted to do work therein, which is unlawful, it being unseeming to do their pleasures therein, and make known that they should not prepare therein anything which will be eaten or drunk, which they have not prepared for themselves on the sixth day, and make known that it is not lawful to draw water or to bring in or take out any work within their dwelling, which is carried in their gates. And they shall not bring in or take out from house to house on that day, because it is more holy and it is more blessed than any day of the Jubilee of Jubilees. On this day, we kept the Sabbath. We kept the Sabbath in heaven before it was made known to any human to keep the Sabbath therein upon the earth. This being a law in the heavenly realm. That's why we are to do it. Because on the day that they do it, we're doing it the same day. We all praising together, us and the angels. See, we all singing praises to him. See, we are all singing praises to him on that day. I believe I read that in one of my other videos. That the heavens is singing just as well. See, they giving praise. They not out on the corners ridiculing people. They giving up praises. That's what they doing on Sabbath. 31. The creator of all blessed it, but he did not sanctify any people or nations to keep the Sabbath thereon with the sole exception of Israel. Israel is the only people to keep it. He granted to them alone that they might eat and drink and keep the Sabbath thereon upon the earth. And the creator of all, who created this day for a blessing and sanctification and glory, blessed it more than all days. This law and testimony was given to the children of Israel as an eternal law for their generations. Okay, for their generations. I'm gonna dive more into this. I'm gonna do a part 2 about more on Adam and Eve during that time. Okay, but there we have it. We have the creation and what happened in them days of creation. We have a more abundant understanding now. We should of what happened on creation. So with that, I say shalom to the chosen who have the ears to hear. Those who listen to this, spread it, like and share, that it can spread all across the four corners, man. See, we got to get his true gospel out now. See. So with that, I say shalom to you all, man. May the Most High God bless us all during this time. We need to start crying out to him for our inheritance back, for our blessing, right? For our land, right? All praises.